not about you. It's not about me. It's about we. In God we trust.
Good evening, good evening. It's People to People with Rodney Grimes. Hope everyone had a blessed day. Hope you had a blessed weekend, Monday, Sunday, Saturday. Welcome. Today's topic is Mental Awareness Month. Mental Awareness Month. And today we're going to be just talking. I got my co-host over here, Miss Christy McMillan. We call Christy Love. She's sitting here with us, and we just gonna be kicking it. You know, we're gonna talk about some mental health and some things that's going on. But you know, just really on the real, how many people really take mental health serious? I can't even imagine how many people that try to slide it under the rug like they don't have to deal with that. And for them to have a mental awareness month, it should be mental awareness every day.
Yeah.
You know, not just a month. That's almost like the Black History Month.
Yep.
You only. Oh, we're going to talk about Black History 1 month.
We're only black 1 month, y'all.
We only crazy 1 month, you know.
Hey,
well,
you know.
And I shouldn't use that terminology, saying crazy.
However, it's not well, but for me, I'm learning to just laugh at everything. You got to laugh at it, you know. If people call you crazy, if you think you're crazy, if you get diagnosed with something, you got to laugh it off because it's not who you are. It's just a label. And it's a serious matter, but it's a journey that you can have fun in.
Well, you can have fun in depression.
You can have fun getting out of it.
There you go. Okay. All right. You could have fun getting out of it.
Yeah.
But on a note, on a lot of people dealing with that, we have a lot of people that deal with mental health, and people are not aware of it. Yeah. And it's important. It's important. I mean, this affects people all over. For many people out there, I want you to know that it is very, very serious that you be aware of your surroundings and what's going on with you mentally. How many things affect you? You know, from your childhood, from your marriage, from your religion, from just, you know, your everyday working on a job.
Oof.
Sometimes, I mean, we find people that have to deal with mental health, and they're not even aware that they have an issue. They know something's wrong, but they haven't really been professionally diagnosed.
Right. Yep.
And a lot of us need to do that.
I think it is because people feel like, oh, I don't feel like I'm going to kill myself. I don't feel violent, so I'm good. You know, or I've always felt this way. I'm good. But it's like, they don't know that it's not normal, like, even though what is normal, but I'm just saying it's not normal to feel aggressive or to always be in denial or on the standoffish. There's something there.
Yeah. Or you find yourself, you want to cry.
All the time.
And you don't know why.
You don't know why.
Or when the sun not shining, you know. Mental health is something real serious.
It's serious.
And we have a lot of people to deal with that. You know, in many cases, what I thought about many military individuals whom have been overseas, who've dealt with all kind of different tragic situations. Mentally, this stuff messes with you. You know, every person, like, and I want to say out to the veterans, first of all, thank all veterans for your service. Thank all the ones, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an Army buff. But it's a lot of individuals out there who are dealing with mental stress different situations trying to adjust. I remember when I came home from the Marine Corps, I had that problem. I was still getting up every morning running. I was still dealing with the stress of trying to fit back in society and not have to have a weapon on me at all times to be able to say that I need to protect myself. When these things were embedded in me, I had a situation, something blew up on me, and in many cases I found myself that I'm afraid of anything that can blow up, and still today, if I know that it can explode, I don't want to mess with it.
No propane grills for you, huh?
No,
Nah.
And that's real. I'm very, very particular about anything that can explode. But when I'm talking about what happened is, even when I came home, I was dealing with a certain type of depression that came while I was in the military because of the energy that they gave me. They made me a killing machine. That's what they did.
Yeah, because you're a Marine. That's what y'all do.
Yeah. So, but just think about the people who come up in their homes with the abuse, sexual abuse. Sexual abuse that can really, really mess a person's head up. It gives them this sense of insecurity and
For the rest of their life, possibly.
Yeah.
It really can affect their relationships.
yeah,
Marriages. It's rough
it's rough.
to be intimate, even though you love that person, and even though maybe you were 6, you were 4. Even though it was just molestation, it wasn't penetration. All that stuff matters.
It mentally messes with you.
It does.
I dated a young lady a while back, and I used to wonder on different occasions when we were being intimate that she would just push me off of her. And later on, I found out that she had been raped. And then she told me, and she shared with me that sometimes it was certain things that triggered that memory. So she had to really deal with that, and I didn't really understand, how it really affected her. But so many people, I'm talking men, we talking child abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. My father was a very, very abusive man physically. He not sexually, but he definitely mentally and physically he was very aggressive. And I see the results in my siblings on how we treat each other and how we conduct ourselves on loving and discipline is very serious.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people struggle with that.
I wonder if I can help everybody to a small challenge. Just to help you connect, like, am I okay? It's like a check-in. So if there's anything that maybe there was like a childhood trauma or some kind of hurt, to start there. For an example, for me, my childhood hurts was in the kitchen. So cooking was a problem for me before. I'm getting better now. I just cooked yesterday. But anyway, so I would get sad in the kitchen, so I wouldn't cook. So I just challenge you to, if there's something in your life where you just can't go to that area, or you're having difficulties in that area, or it doesn't bring you joy, just find out why and just connect with yourself to see if this is something that you may need more support in. You may need a therapist. You may need to go to, counseling, a coach, or talk to that family member, or just check in with yourself.
Well, you saying that, so you said get a coach or a counseling or whatever, but a lot of people think that when you do that, that makes it look like something's really wrong with you. So they don't want to do that. They feel like people are going to look down on them. When people don't know, when you acknowledge that there's a problem, that's one step of saying you're not crazy.
Yeah. And it brings you power. It brings you power because the whole time I'm going my whole life not cooking, not going in there for my children because I feel so sad. And then when I started cooking this weekend and I experimented with the pressure cooker and I made this fabulous meal and it was just me and God and meditating and I was getting all these seasonings and I was watching YouTube. I was in the zone. I wasn't thinking about my past trauma. It was actually healing. I felt that peace. And then I got to serve my king, and he was pleased. He wanted that leftovers over and over and over again, lunch and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's power.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people have to understand when you're in situations where you're dealing with. But you know something, I'm just thinking about this, about how many people was going through mental stages. Like the guy who ran on
TMZ on that stage with Dave Chappelle.
Right. TMZ was showing that.
Oh, TMZ was showing it, but it was Dave Chappelle, right?
Right.
Was it the Netflix comedy? They had a comedy show. Yeah.
Right. And the guy he ran up there and he tackled the Dave Chappelle on the stage, and that's when we talking about mental situations. This guy must have had some kind of mental problem for that to happen, because as we know, for him to come up there and do that, we got that getting ready to be pulled up. But I'm telling you, you got to realize that when you are dealing with mental problems, anything could cause you to snap. It can cause you to snap to a point where you be like, "What's going on?" You know, and I can only imagine what kind of effect this is mentally going to have with Dave Chappelle as well. Now, since this happened, is this going to affect him mentally? Things that occur in different occasions does affect people in a certain way and cause them to start to have nightmares or respond a certain way or get it where they don't know how to act or certain things of that nature. And that's what we got to realize, that things in your life is going to happen and it's going to affect you and it's going to cause you to act a certain way mentally. It's mental wellness month, and a lot of people do some crazy things, and I can only say that when this guy ran up on the stage and tackled Dave Chappelle, I can only imagine what that was like for him. And what he felt like even later. Did we get it yet? Can we run it real quick? I mean, this is crazy, and I know that people going through different issues with, and this was shown by TMZ. I think we can get it to run. Can we get it to run? Yeah.
Behind me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific producers in hip hop has ever presented, the mighty man Lil. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history.
You see that?
He was clumsy.
Yeah.
Wow, you're getting away now. Get.
So that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. See this guy? He runs up here and tackles him like that. This is crazy. Yeah. Wow. So this is what I'm talking about. We talking about mental things that affect people and how it is. I can only imagine that Dave Chappelle, after he had experienced that, he probably got some kind of mental thing going on with himself where he's like, okay, man, I am not understanding what went on. And now, how is that going to affect him when he goes back on the stage again? Will that be some kind of mental thing for him as well? Now, that guy, to do what he did, he had to have some kind of mental issues going on. Mm-hmm. What you think?
I think so, because, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think anybody in their right mind, to do that. Because if you're going to see a comedy show, if you're going to a show, you're going to see a show. Well, he came with weapons. That means it was planned.
He plotted.
He plotted.
But now, what if a person in their right mind is going to know that it's a possibility he could have got shot, he could have got killed, or something.
Yeah.
But mentally, he couldn't. He can't say.
That's a good point. He couldn't separate the two, or maybe he just didn't care. That's another thing of mental health. When you're risking everything, if you live or die, you don't care.
Right.
Because you have lack of judgment.
When it really came down to it, that's what I was wondering. Even with Will Smith, I was wondering, had he got to a point where that's where his mental he snapped. He had all this mental stress on him, Now, I'm only using that because that's been come to the public, and we've been seeing it. Just like this, we just looked at that. That was TMZ that showed that with what happened with Dave Chappelle. Now, let me tell you something. Many times I felt like I wanted to snap.
Yeah.
A supervisor was messing with me, trying to belittle me, make me feel bad. Manager coming at me aggressively, trying to embarrass me in front of people. Sometimes even family members. Mm-hmm. I had a situation on a job with a lady who works in another department just recently. You know, it really threw my day off. It threw my day off, and it made my mental stability go to a different level.
Oh yeah. At work, that happens, and you know, I get tired of the comment, well, if you don't know the products here, then, and I got tired of the sentence today. I kind of like took my power because I was biting my tongue so long, because I was biting my tongue at work because I was scared of what I might say may be inappropriate because I was getting so upset.
So let me ask you this, and I didn't mean to cut you off though, but let me ask you this. So do you call that a mental warfare within yourself when you're trying to stay? You want to stay level-headed, where you don't let your emotions take over you?
Well, my issue is that when I have a concern, instead of me verbalizing that concern professionally, I get more emotionally, and sometimes I address the concern, or sometimes I don't say anything at all, or sometimes I do the pressure cooker, and I'll let like months build up, and then I'm like diarrhea at the mouth, and all of a sudden here's a plate full of my issues and concerns. So I've been working on how can I speak up for myself in a respectful way for myself as well as for my the manager I'm working for, and how can I remind her that I'm not so-and-so. I'm in a new position. I'm not the old person. I'm a new person that you can trust, but I have my own way and time of learning.
Now go. I'm gonna run that situation with where I think this was a mental meltdown with
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Okay.
I think that mentally he was put in a situation where
just under too much pressure.
He was under a lot of pressure.
That's what I talk about, that pressure cooker point. It's just they just pushed too many buttons on him.
Now see, looking at him right there, he was laughing and smiling, but when you think about that, mentally, was he stable through the whole process? Was he stable? No. Okay. Now, that's a meltdown.
And just because you're smiling doesn't mean you're okay.
Okay. Well, that would
he's a public figure, so he has to be composed. He has to look happy.
Well. Wouldn't that also say that again? What happens is when you look, that doesn't smiling, and then the next time you cussing and you that's not being stable.
Yeah.
That's not being stable.
That's what I'm saying.
And so, you know, the only reason why we showed that was basically to show you some situations where possibly somebody they had a meltdown. And that's what happened with people. Sometimes you don't know where they are. I gotta honestly say this, you know, I've had it happen to me several times where I wanted to ask my wife, and I talked to my wife a little bit about it. I wanted to ask her what was it like dealing with me when I had my meltdown. You know, you know, I don't know if she's gonna chime in or not, but
she's grabbing the mic. I think she's gonna chime in, y'all.
Yeah. So,
Lady Z.
Hey, Lady Z, can you tell me what is it like when I have a meltdown?
Well, one thing for sure, it's not easy. It's a lot. I have to first woosah myself to get myself in a position where I'm able to listen, hear you, and respond in a way to support you. You know, so it's difficult. It's difficult. Depression is not something easy to deal with.
Do in your situations when you're dealing with it with me, do you see it coming? Or does it just pops up?
It just pops up because one moment you could be happy-go-lucky, we're enjoying and whatever we're doing, and the next minute you're there. you know,
Where's there?
in a depressive state of mind.
That happens.
And it happens.
That
And you know what's so funny? When I talk to her, sometimes I'll come to her and I always ask her this. I always tell her to watch me. Learn this. This is what I'm going to suggest to a lot of people who are in relationships. Learn how to see trigger points and learn how to read your partner.
Absolutely. That's key.
That's key. Because I don't know when the depression is going to hit me. When a lot of different things come at me on different angles is when I get depressed, and I'll find myself trying to fight it, but then I'll get it could be one thing that could trigger me. Somebody could say the wrong thing or yell at me or whatever, and then when I go in and you know something that people don't know.
What?
You know what caused my depression to kick in? It's when I dump all of it deep down inside of me.
And you don't let it out.
And I don't let it out.
And that's what I was saying about like letting it like pile on top of each other. You know, either I can sink or I can explode. You never know which way it's going to go.
Yes.
And that part, I feel bad for my partner.
Yeah.
So what I started doing now is, and it's crazy because I just started, I don't know if I've been doing it, but the last few times I'll be like, literally like a little kid. I'll say, I feel sad right now because of XYZ. Or I don't feel like my normal self. And now he knows, he'll just be like, he did it for the first time and then it was amazing. He was like, come here. And he just gave me a hug. And that's what I kept telling him is like, when there's something wrong with me, when you want to push me away and you think I'm in a bad mood, I said, all I need is a hug.
Yes.
And so he was like, come here. He called me. I was all the way upstairs and I came down because I didn't know why he was calling me. And I was just like upstairs and I was like, I feel sad. And we were talking because sometimes it's intense to talk face to face.
Yeah.
So I was upstairs and he was downstairs. We weren't yelling, but I was at the top of the steps. And I said, I feel sad. And he said, come downstairs. And he just held me and gave me the biggest hug.
And sometimes,
and that's all I needed.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need. But sometimes you have to recognize.
Yes, and he knew what my trigger was, and he addressed it. He said, come here. He showed me that the thing that was triggering me was fixed. This is your concern. I have already fixed that. But he had fixed it and didn't tell me. It's been addressed. Here, come here. Let me hold you.
Well, for many people out there who deal with drug addictions, relationship problems, you don't feel bad that you don't know how to fix it. Seek help. Call your pastor. Call your sister, your brother. Call that person that you feel comfortable being honest with. But don't get to a point where you feel like you're alone. Most people dealing with depression, that's what they feel like. That they're alone.
Even though they're surrounded by people.
It could be a lot of people around.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people want to commit suicide.
Yep. And they'll be like, you have so much family. Why would you feel this way? You have everything you need. Why would you feel this way? That's because they don't have exactly what they need. Right now, they would need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
They have lost hope.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. Grab that. Come on now. Yeah. Put it right here for a minute. What did it say? Hope.
That's very important for people who are suicidal because they have lost hope.
Yes. God is amazing because we just brought that in today. So we're going to leave that right there for a minute. But that's important for people to maintain and keep hope in there in everything that they do. That's strong, your faith.
And that's how I judge myself of where I'm at. I have my faith tattoo. That was the first tattoo I got when I took care of my situation the first time. And I always say, I have hope, so I'm good. Anytime I feel hopeless, I need to call my therapist. I'm not good.
Right.
That's very rare that I feel hopeless. But, you know, if there's a moment, that's how I check in with myself.
Well, you know, my coach, Hanadi, she know that I wore my nephew bracelet.
Yeah, so that's your bracelet, and I got my tattoo. Yeah. It's the same concept.
Same concept. So what I do, I grab it and I just kind of rub it, and I start to get myself back in the rhythm of things or whatever. You know that I realized something when I was talking to my mom the other day. Another one of her good friends passed away. Shout out to my good friend Tyrone and his sister Melanie and his other little sister. I forgot her name. She gonna probably, but they family, and he lost his mom the other day, and my mother was very good friends with his mom, and my mom was dealing with this. She couldn't stop crying, depression.
Yeah.
The depression has been really been an issue with my mother, who my mom just turned 91 years old on April 22nd, right?
Happy birthday, Mom.
And what I realized is that a lot of times I was looking at my mom and I wanted her to be happy and so forth and so on. I realized that she was dealing with depression too, on a different level. Mm-hmm. Right? You got to be able to acknowledge it and be able to recognize it. And not all the time do you be able to make it go away right away. Sometimes you got to help them work through it and let people talk about it.
Yeah.
When my mom was discussing how she felt and she was feeling lonely and after I realized that my mom 91 years old, man.
All her friends are gone.
They gone.
Her siblings are probably gone.
Yeah.
Her parents are gone.
Yeah.
She's not alone, but she's alone.
How about
Her
that?
peers are gone.
Right. And a lot of people in other situations are like that. What about a little boy who had his father and his father went to jail for a long time?
Yeah.
You don't think that he dealt with some depression? He's going to start acting out in school. Mm-hmm. What about a person who
divorced parents too?
Yeah.
Parents missing out of the house. You can be divorced but still have an active parent. But when or you could still live together and still have a missing parent and you both live in the house.
Right.
All of that affects the child.
These are the things when we're talking about mental health. It's Mental Health Month. Everybody just joining in. This is the people with Rodney Grimes and Christy McMillan. We are really, really just trying to bring awareness to mental health. I remember the number is 703-752-6120. 703-752-6120. Call in if you want to talk about mental health. And also remember our Cash App is the $RG1960. Yo, what we do is we promote. We are supporting people. We're trying to make sure that people get the right information out there. I'm seeing different things. Don't mind me. I'm gonna button up my button.
I know. I had you Saturday Night Live fever going on. I was like, hey, what you trying to say? Hollywood, that's you, Hollywood.
Yeah, I was feeling it for a minute. I was like, when I looked over, I was like, okay, yo, them know. But
we were like, that's Rodney.
But on the real, it was when we think about it, it's a lot of people going through it. Yeah. A good thing to remember is hope.
Hope.
Keep hope in your your life. Keep hoping as a part of what encourages you because it's important. It's Mental Awareness Month, and there's a lot of people out here. And just because you got money, just because you have money in a big house and fancy cars and all that, don't mean you won't deal with depression
or some kind of mental health.
Come on, we got a lot of people out there that are financially set that deal with depression too. Popping pills, drinking,
gambling,
dealing with some type of depression. It is important for us to understand that this is something that is very relevant in many people's lives, and people need help. Don't judge them and make them feel like they're lost cause or what they're doing is wrong. Let them know that you care about them and that you want to help them. There's a lot of people out there that need that, but they definitely need hope. Keep hope alive, Keep that faith. Get that help. Sometimes you might have to reach out to someone who don't know you to be able to talk to about your problems. I don't care what it is: physical, mental, spiritual. You got to get that help.
Yeah.
And I don't think that honestly, I don't think there's too many people in the world that do not somehow or one way or another go through a mental change. Shout out to one of my dear friends who just lost her daughter. I'm not calling out her name because that's not my place to really put her business out like that. But she know I grew up with her, and if she see this program, I send peace and blessings to you. because I just realized that she just lost her child. And I only can imagine what mental state she's in. How is that going to affect her mentally? Will she be able to go through this? I'm gonna bring this up because me and my wife was talking about this, and let me tell you something. My wife shared something with me today that was very important, and you got to be conscious of people's surroundings and things on how it affect them. I didn't realize, because my wife, she lost her mom back in September, and it's not even been a year yet. And I realized something today as we were talking. She said, when she was mourning, she sometimes had to change how she was mourning because of me. Because she didn't want me to see her in this vulnerable state. One, I told her today, and I'll do it again, and I said, I apologize publicly to her. I did it privately, and I'll do it again. I am so sorry that I did not really remove myself to see her situation where she was dealing with her depression, her situation where she probably was having anxiety attacks by herself. How many people go through that? How many people have to deal with that? How many people are trying to raise a child by themselves and feeling that depression?
A lot of people are hurting in silence.
Yeah.
And that's my passion and why I talk so much about mental health. And I know it's gloomy and it's sad, but it's like, we're all God's children, and we don't want our family, even though we're not blood, you're family, we're people to people. We don't want you hurting in silence.
Right.
We want you to have support and have everything you need to thrive through life and to keep your hope and to have your dreams and your passions happen.
Can you imagine the people who find out that they have cancer or some kind of illness? Just recently I've been having to walk using a cane, and I'm really not happy about it because I don't want people asking me, what's wrong with you, It's been messing with me mentally. It's been messing with me. It's been depressing me because some days I want to run. Some days I want to run up and down the steps and I can't. I'm dealing with it, but it's depressing me sometimes. And here, I'm a Marine. Okay, once a Marine, always a Marine. And you can't tell me that I can't run 5-10 miles, but guess what? For real, right now, I can't. And it depresses me. If I find myself some days just sitting, I'd be sitting on a porch and I just get into this mental cage. We got a caller calling in. If we can get Lady Z to get that. Hello, caller. Please state your name and where you're calling from.
This is Godmother Queen Rachel.
Hey, Queen.
Hello, Queen Rachel. How
Calling
you
from
doing?
Maryland. Hey, PTP family.
How you doing?
It's a great topic. Everybody needs to tune in on this topic around the world.
Come on now.
But I wanted to share a couple of things about me personally. Before the COVID, when I used to be at the Congressional Black Caucus health team with Howard University, and I will be the person where you can come to and just release whatever you need to talk about while they're relaxing within the atmosphere that I create. So I sit there all day, listen to everybody. Everybody's situation is different. People just want to be heard and not judged based on what they say. And it is about releasing that to someone they don't know.
That's it.
And I will see the transformation. Not only do I see it, but when the people come in the booth one way, stressed out, they go out all relaxed, a totally different person.
Queen Queen Rachel, now, and that's something that sometimes is just a point of them being able to talk about it.
Yeah. To be released and trust in the person of the information that they share.
If I may, that's what happened with me today. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yes.
I was having a moment. It's a lot of things was going on. I got a lot of issues going on with this walking. I'm going back and forth to the doctors. Got some other issues that I'm dealing with. And Lady Z was asking me what's wrong with me. And I wasn't real talkative this morning. And we had an appointment, and I think it was after the appointment. Yeah, she's shaking her head, yes. It was after the appointment when she just asked me, what's wrong? And I finally started to talk to her and I must have told her about 9 different things that was going on. But I think that my attitude changed a little bit after I was able to speak about it.
That's true.
It happens like that. You know when you came over for your treatment?
Yes.
And you talked about the situation?
Yes.
Then I went to, give you the treatment of the amethyst biomat.
Yeah.
And it relaxed you to the point you didn't want to give up.
I didn't want to leave.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to leave. But you had your tea and everything. You release yourself verbally of what was going on. And then you went to relax. After you learned the breathing technique, and then God took the rest of the reins from there, But that's what I provide as an empathic listener, a creative specialist to help release your stress through arts and relaxing the mind so the body will follow. But another point I want to say by being an empathic listener, all the empathics out there, we need to learn how to release all that we took in from each person. Each person's energy is different. So you need to find out how can you release all this negative energy away from you so when the next person comes, you still have enough energy of yourself that's positive to give to the person that comes in. So we have to find our way of rejuvenating ourselves through smell, through music, through prayer, meditation, whatever it takes, art, do it. Because even when my king come home, knowing that you guys already know he's been in the military, and I can sense it before you get home. And I prepare. I still say, hello, honey, how you doing? But I let him have his space. I do ask, do you want to talk to me about it? He don't want to talk, so I'm not going to pressure him. I'm going to excuse myself and go into my own zone so I won't gravitate to his energy to stay within me.
Hey, Queen, I love that you said that. That's important, that a lot of people may not even understand that you can gravitate, you can be pulled into the depression with them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we got to be careful with that.
You,
yeah.
physically and mentally as well.
Yes.
So we that take in all of that, like Zena was talking about what she does for you, I have to do my thing for my king as well, and all those that's out there that don't know how to be in the present of I call it the darkness.
Yeah.
You have to be that little beacon of light, like a lightning bulb, for him to see in the darkness, hey, there's light. Let me go towards it. Let me get out of here.
Well, it's a lot of people out who will watch this program later. Those who may be watching now, you have to understand that it doesn't mean that it's really that you're crazy. It doesn't mean you're crazy.
That's right.
Sometimes it's a chemical imbalance. It could be that you're not drinking enough water. And matter of fact, I'm going to use this opportunity to do this commercial plug real quick. Sometimes it also can just take that you change some things about your body and start to get some things to rejuvenating things in your body to help you start to move forth, like the LifeWave X39 patch.
I got like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them all.
Want me to get it for you?
Yeah,
and it works. I got four of them right on me right now.
So yeah, hey, so you know, a lot of people don't know, you know, that you can have certain things to help with the depression and help you to move into ways to better yourself so that you can move forth. And as you see right now, like I'm showing this as it's the LifeWave X39 patch. This is also a commercial right now, so yeah, work with me. And we talk about mental health, but in mental health is getting well, right?
Yeah.
And mental health, you got to do things going to help you to feel better.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that we got involved in, and that is the LifeWave X39. And Queen Rachel, you have someone right now, right?
Yes, I do. I have one on my knee, my lower back, under my navel, and on my spine, like right on my neck, actually, on the spine area.
So
go ahead.
No, I was going to ask him, with this, when people are dealing with pain, different pain situations, does that cause depression? That causes depression.
Yeah, pain
too.
does cause depression.
Yes, it does.
That's why a lot of the hospitals they really do pain management, because it does a lot of things on your body, not just mentally, but it messes up your blood pressure and all kinds of things. Pain just throws your whole body out of alignment,
right,
and your chakras and everything else that you're trying to keep together.
Well, hey, Queen, first of all, I mean, when it comes down to it, I've learned so much from you over the years. One of the things that you have been very, very adamant about is natural healing, doing things, dealing with depression. You many times you didn't talk to me and you knew I was in a different zone.
Yes.
And help to bring me out of it.
Yes. Matter of fact, one of the patches that definitely deal with depression, it gets you in a state of happiness, joy, and it lifts depression. It's called the Nirvana Mood Enhancer System. So that is focused on just that itself. So just to let you know, those that's out there, especially women who have mood swings during that time of month. So they got a lot of stuff, including for your animals as well. I seen a great demonstration, more than one video that shows how effective that thing was on the horse.
Well,
but,
yeah, on a horse.
Yeah, so to let y'all know that, y'all better tune into the quantum health zone. And I know that the industry of doctors and everything, they're tuning in on it one at a time. Danny Glover is on it. And his doctors was actually the one that called him, and they introduced it to him.
Well, you know what? For many people out there, to each his own. What we do to bring information to you to help move forth. And we're talking about, it's Mental Health Month.
Yes.
Queen Rachel is a part of the PTP family, so she's always just a phone call away.
Yes.
She's always giving us information and keeping us up on things. Christy is another individual who's always dealing with mental health and looking at this from different perspectives. Me, I don't claim to be a doctor, teacher, preacher. I'm just a motivational speaker who like to share good information.
Which is all wonderful.
You are your own doctor. Just know that, okay?
Say that again.
You are your own doctor. Let me say why. Because when something is happening to you, you're the first to know how your body is talking to yourself. You're the first doctor, and then when you get to the doctor, you got to translate what's wrong with you.
Yep.
In order for them to go in the back office or the nurse to look up all your symptoms that you described, for them to come up with it might be called. And all you got to do is call it by name and pray to the Lord for your healing. Remove this thing from me.
Yep.
Well, that's another thing.
Healed.
That's another thing that I would like to tell people. And I don't want you to get in your feelings, because I'm not telling you how to pray. I'm not telling you how to have your faith. I'm not telling you that you have to believe in anything other than whatever you want to believe in. But I'm going to tell you from my perspective, I believe in Jah. I believe there's one creator, and I think God gives each one of us common sense to understand different situations when we're dealing with depression, when we're dealing with anxiety, when we're dealing with abuse, when we're dealing with sadness, the whole concept. And he puts in a position where people create things to help us move forward to feel better.
Absolutely.
That's why we have doctors. So a lot of people shouldn't feel bad about going to the doctor to get help, or going to natural healers like Queen Rachel. Queen, you remember that time I had that real serious problem with my neck, and I couldn't get it to go away, and I went to the doctor.
Yes.
And then they gave me these pain pills and stuff, right? But tell them can you tell them what you did for me?
I actually transferred my energy to him.
Yes, energy. Did you do energy healing?
I transferred it to him, and then all of a sudden, the energy that he had came out.
Yeah, I have that gift.
That's all I did. Because all of us have infrared system within us.
Yep.
If you take the flashlight and you look at your hand, you see that it's glowing. If you take your hand and put it over somebody, not touch them, but you'll feel some heat penetrating from their body, because the body breathes. So when you come close, you put your energy within that person. So that's what that's all about.
Queen, were you performing Reiki, correct? Or energy healing?
I don't call it Reiki because I be praying over the person too.
Yeah.
Well,
I never studied it.
When
it's a spiritual gift, however you want to call it. People have the gift of healing.
Well, a lot of people look at different things and they'll think, "Oh man, this is a hoax or whatever." You believe whatever you want to believe. I can just tell you this: what works for you works for you. What works for me works for me. I know this. This is not the first time that she did anything to help me. This is why I believe in natural healing.
Yeah.
That's why I believe in this LifeWave X39, because it's natural. See, I like natural things. I like things that doesn't require like I got some medicine that they put me on to help me with my walking, right? And it makes me want to go to sleep. It makes me drowsy, right?
Right.
But when I use the patches, I don't feel that.
Right.
I don't feel that.
No, you don't.
Matter of fact, I feel like something natural is going on with me.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to tell people is this. I don't want this make this just about the X39. No, this is about mental health. We talk about mental health, and I'm just wanted to talk about that because that's something that I know is helping me and my wife and Queen Rachel and quite a few other individuals who we're networking with who are now using the X39 patch. So I wanted to share that with you and let you know. But let me say this. Get to a point where you got to get the proper rest. Proper rest is not one
Rest helps you reset your mind.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm about to talk about. That patch. It actually puts you in that deep sleep, a restful sleep. It actually does that.
Well, that's what we have to do. We have to get the rest, You have to make sure
Yes.
you keeping plenty of fluids in your body,
Mm-hmm.
natural
Yes.
fluids. That is very, very important.
Low caffeine.
Low caffeine.
Yep. Low
And
demand.
also,
And good fiber food.
say that again.
Good fiber food.
Yep.
Yes.
Alkaline food.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
And when we do all these things collectively, and we start to pay attention to what's going on, that mentally puts us in a position where we start to balance, and we find ourselves to get into a place where we start to think logically. As I know today, my depression was really heavy. It started to get a little better after I ate that nice meal that Zena gave. After she fed me, I started feeling a little better. But and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm watching her energy even now. I pulled a lot of energy out of her today. I did,
Mhm.
and I know I did because you got to watch that. Really, it's important for people around you. My depression has set in. Like I said, I'm going through some changes, some things that I'm dealing with. You know why I talk about money? Because I don't want people to think that I'm always putting it on somebody else. I don't want to tell nobody else's business for real. I'm human. I go through it. I deal with depression, right? I've gotten it better. I have a psychologist. I have a life coach. I got a wellness coach. I'm at a point where what I'm doing is I'm making difference in my life.
That makes you better. I mean, it makes you stronger and it makes you even better professionally to go help other people because you're aware that something's up and you're smart enough to go get that support. Therefore, you're able to go and support and love on others.
And that's what a lot of people got to understand. It's important that we do that. What you say? Learn to love on others.
But
Yeah.
you got to take care of yourself first, which is what you were doing.
Yeah.
No matter how many things you got to do.
Yeah.
It's mental wellness. Who cares? Fix it. It's a journey. Give what you need so you can give to someone else.
And you know something? It's a good feeling when you start to share things that help people.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
I believe in sharing the how because people are like, okay, get through it. Get over it. How? Get some help. How? I'm scared. What did you do?
Yeah.
It might not be the same, but just to help somebody to know, like, here's a possibility that could happen, but I survived. Here's what could have happened and it wasn't so bad. That's all that happened when you went over there?
Right.
Yeah, that's all that happens. Oh, wow. When I watched the movie, because you play a whole story in your head. When I watched this movie and I went to the psych ward, it was crazy over there.
Yeah.
They give you all the medicine and they drooling. Man, when you go to the psychiatric institute, I'm telling you, it was like not going on a retreat, but it was like going on a retreat because I took care of myself. I wasn't a zombie. I wasn't stuck in my room. It wasn't nobody forcing me to do things. I had yoga classes, painting classes, music, and I was only there for 3 days. Music, and I could choose to stay in my room or to come out. There was groups and wonderful food and snacks all day long.
So my thing is this. People who have had to go and seek help, it doesn't make you crazy. It doesn't make anything. Understand that. People who've had different reasons for going to get help, they take it upon themselves because they love themselves. So as many people out there who have had different situations, do you know how many people will not tell you that they deal with depression? That will go home and drink their problems. They think they're drinking their problems away, or go to some type of drug, or maybe they go to some other bad habit.
They'll go to porn.
So
They'll be in private doing stuff.
We talking about so many things that can make a big difference. That you have to realize that they need help, and you acknowledging yourself that you need help is the first thing, or the first step to you showing love for yourself.
That's right.
And not being judgmental to everybody. Find a way. It's people to people with Rodney Grimes. I'm telling you, we love giving you
Well, I'm
information.
going to get off the phone in case somebody else want to call
Thank you,
in.
Queen. Thank you for calling.
Thank you,
for
Queen
calling.
Rachel.
Love
Love you.
y'all.
So for all the people out there, you know, the topic today was mental health. It's Mental Health Month. And we decided we was going to talk about that a little bit today because after I saw that dude run up on the stage and I thought about Will Smith, man, I'm praying for everybody. This is not about let's beat down. You know, if you're doing well in your life and you everything is going well with you, be a blessing to somebody else. Show them how to do it. Give them that love. Don't make it all just about you, because guess what? You could be up one day, the next day you could be down. It could be that one person that really needed your help that'll be the one that'll save you when your time comes, that you're going to need that support. But we got to remember, mental health affects everybody in all different kind of ways. Don't make it where it's something that you're embarrassed to talk about. Go get some help. You want to know why these young kids are going into school shooting up the other kids and causing harm? They have mental problems. Mental health is important. We want to know why people going out and shooting drugs in their arm. They got mental problems. Why is a man beating on a woman? He got mental problems. Why is a woman beating on her little girl or her child? She got mental problems. We got a lot of us out here to deal with mental health problems and we are afraid to address them. Some days you're thinking you're all alone. And if you really thinking about committing suicide, let me tell you something. You don't really want to hurt yourself. All you really want is the pain to go away. And there's a way to do that. Seek help. Call 911. Call that person that you love and just tell them, say, I need you to hug me today. I need you to hear me. It's important. Many people out here be in situations where you think that it's embarrassing for you to tell somebody that you being depressed and you having problems. No. What you want to do is let them know that you want to be happy. I don't know one person that like to get beat or mistreated.
Right.
I don't think there's not one person on this earth like that. But we got to remember that it's up to us as a people to people. People to people, power to power,
positive thinking people.
That's what we do. We try to keep that going. And it's important.
Yeah. We're here to build each other and support each other.
Yeah. And that's,
we got you, guys.
Yeah. But and y'all got us.
Yeah.
You know, remember, I mean, this is not a project that we got to do on our own. Let me tell you something. This project here with people to people, this is a door for you to get your information out and for us to be able to come to people that's going to really need that support. We do this because this is how we deal with our mental struggles on different levels. Music artists. We got so many celebrities that's going through it. And we watching what's going on.
Yeah, we just saw it.
We just saw it. Here, some guy run up on. What caused this guy to run up on that stage? What caused Will Smith to walk up and smack Chris? I know he's regretting it now.
I think he's at peace now. He's getting his peace.
I don't know if he had peace or not, but I know one thing. I know he wished that he could make time go back so he can make that go away.
Yeah.
How many people that did try to kill themselves and didn't get to succeed and then to mess themselves up? I know a long time ago, I remember one guy who was a friend of one of my younger cousins. He tried to commit suicide with a shotgun. And when he pulled the trigger from the pressure from the shotgun, it only blew off half his head. He didn't even die. Can you imagine where his depression is now?
Yeah. Wow.
Seek help. Go out and talk to somebody.
And when somebody tells you they're depressed and they feel like killing themselves, you guys, call 911 for them. Be there with them.
Or take them serious.
Yeah.
And when you see your loved ones sitting around and they're not communicating with one another like they should, you got to help them. You got to put them in a position where you're going to be like, you know what? I know they need some help. That's important. Many people are struggling in so many different ways, and we got to be on top of that. We got to be on top of it. So, hey, for everybody that tuned in, I know it's getting ready. It's coming close to that time. We get ready to get up out of here, and please just know that, God is good, and just remember, it's Mental Health Month, and we talked about it because, it's somebody out there that possibly needed to hear this today. Remember, you're not alone. What we got right here? What's on this table? Hope. Yo, that's what it's all about, keeping that hope alive. It's people to people, power to power.
Positive thinking people. Thank you for watching. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share.
That's right. Go to YouTube. Put in Rodney Grimes. Hit subscribe.
Rodney Grimes.
Check out those other programs.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and we got the website for the
LifeWave.
The LifeWave X39.
It's on the flyer.
It's posted. So check it out. You're gonna find out you're gonna be blessed. Good show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rodney, for talking about this, man.
Yeah. We got what we gotta do?
We got some hope. We got hope going on.
Keep it on. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's a lot of people out there that's struggling and they need that help.
Yeah.
That's good. God is good.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much.